You're listening to Potty Mouth Radio, the home of movies, music, television, and comedy. This podcast is filmed in front of a live studio audience and contains coarse language. Could it be any more spoilery about a 25-year-old sitcom? Hello everybody and welcome back to the one where we watched a Friends rewatch podcast, and this week we watched the one with the East German laundry detergent, which is the 5th episode of Friends. It aired on October 20th, 1994, and it was written by Jeff Greenstein and Jeff Strauss. Two Jeffs, double Jeff.
Okay, well, I don't really care about the Jeffs.
I just find it interesting. Two Jeffs. What are the odds?
Wow, shocking. I did not make notes for this episode because I know it so well.
Don't lie. Do you want to tell the people why you didn't make notes for this episode?
I felt very...
Because you were eating chips and drinking martinis.
Oh my God. Okay, yes, but the reason I felt it was okay to do that was because I know it so well. This is an iconic episode. If you are any kind of Friends fan, like small or big.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
This is an iconic episode because it's the first kiss. Spoiler alert.
Oh, is it? We're going to ask about that. I want to talk to you about that when we get there.
Mate, it absolutely is.
Fuck the kiss, though. This is the first Janice, my friend.
I know. Even more important, the first of the most iconic character outside of the Friends group.
That's right.
My one and only beauty, Janice.
Well,
I love you.
I need you to stop talking for a second because it is unfortunately my turn to try and do the plot in... Are we still sticking with 30 seconds?
Yes. You made me do 30 seconds while I was pissed.
Okay. All right, here we go. Are you ready then?
Yep.
Hang on.
2 seconds. No, don't you dare pause. No. 4 seconds went and you'd taken a breath.
That was not 4 seconds.
I saw it. I've seen it.
I need a moment to
no,
prepare.
No.
Okay.
Go.
Stop it.
Stop
it.
Stop it.
Stop it. Stop it. All right, we're in the coffee shop, and Chandler is going off. He's like, it's Saturday night, date night. He wants to break up with Janice. We haven't even met Janice yet. He wants to break up with her, but he doesn't know how to do it. Phoebe says that she will help him. She'll break up with her boyfriend at the same time, so that's great. Meanwhile, Ross wants a date with Rachel. So he asks what she's doing. She's doing laundry. He's like, great, I'm doing laundry too. That's what they're doing. Joey sees an ex-girlfriend who's got great rack. He wants to date her, so he invites Monica on a double date, and that's the episode.
Very good.
I did it.
You
29
promised me
seconds.
you would change that sound.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
It's so yuck.
The longer you ask me to change it, the funnier it becomes.
It doesn't. I'm just annoyed.
I'll tell you what. I will change it before we get to the last one. How's that? Before we get to the last one, I'll change the sound.
No, you need...
No, I'll change it. I'll get there.
It needs to be a gentle scattergrees psh.
Okay.
Not...
The episode opens with a great cold open once again. The cold opens really are becoming, and I remember this through most of the run of the show, but I feel like later on they get more related to what happens in the episode.
Yes.
Whereas at this early point, the cold opens are really, it's almost like Seinfeld's stand-up at the beginning of Seinfeld's. This is the moment where they get to just play with, the whole men and women are different thing. And that's really what they're doing in these cold opens. And this one's funny.
I think this one shows the creativity of the writers, whereas later it was all about constantly progressing plot.
Yeah.
A bit more soap opera-y, whereas this, in the early episodes, the early seasons, they are really trying to show that they think that this show has what it takes.
Yeah.
And I think it shows, and in the writing, and I mean that in a good way.
Yeah, because they're all talking about how amazing it is that women can just undo their bra and take it out of their sleeve without taking their shirt off.
It's really like...
You say that.
It's not a skill. It's like...
To a man, it seems impressive. I can't imagine how it works because it's over the shoulders, it's around the back. I can't understand how you can get it off the shoulders and out a sleeve. without taking the
Because
shirt
you've
off.
unhooked the back, so it's all sitting in the front, and then you slide it out an arm.
It's magic.
It's not
It's
magic.
honestly like magic.
Well, now we sound like an episode of Friends, but it's not magic. We're not unicorns. We're people.
Well, you are unicorns because at any point you can just look down and see boobs. How you get any work done is beyond me.
Okay, shut up, Joey. And also, they're really annoying. They get in the way. I have opinions about this cold open. So we after Joey says that, what's next? What's the next one? Do we move straight to multiple orgasms?
Yes.
Yes, because they're all stumped. But they've gone back and forth a few times, maybe. I feel like.
Yeah, P standing up.
Oh, P standing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've gone back and forth a few times. Like, oh, but women can do this. Oh, yeah, but men can do this. And I do like Chandler. Men can pee standing up. What? We can?
We can.
I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
That just makes me laugh. Anyway, so then the punchline. The punchline is multiple orgasms, and the whole crowd laughs, and it's ha 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 ha. Funny. Like, women can have multiple orgasms. Fucking great. This really dates this show.
Why?
That's the punchline.
Because but men still can't have multiple orgasms.
No. The punchline should be, and here is where I am fulfilling my alternate destiny of being a script improver, as you know.
Yeah.
The alternate line and the punchline should be, well, only if you're doing it right.
Oh, that is better.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's where the women should win the argument.
Yes. That's better. Oh my
you.
goodness.
I told you.
Yeah.
Script improver.
You should move to LA.
Nah. I wouldn't fit into Tinseltown. Firstly, I have a butt, and they don't like that. And I really like chips.
You do like
They don't like that either.
excuse me, I think you mean crisps. If you say chips, no, wait.
No.
Wait,
I
they
think-
do know what chips are.
No, they do. They know what chips
It's
are. They think
fries,
they're hot
they
chips.
don't know what. Yeah.
No, they know what fries are.
But then the episode proper starts, and we're in the coffee shop, as we pretty much always are. And Chandler is doing his Saturday night date night.
Saturday night. I love the way he dances there. It's a little bit. It's a little bit Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
I feel like someone perhaps helped him choreograph that.
Yep.
And it is an homage to Saturday night.
And we get our very first mention of
Beautiful
Janice, who is an absolute queen. I
Yes.
can't wait until we get to
And
Janice.
the only side character featured in all 10 seasons.
Yeah. And Chandler.
Oh, sorry, maybe except for Gunther.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And Chandler's really funny again in this scene when he's talking about doing the breakup. He's like, and then there's that moment where you hand her the note.
Really showing his immaturity.
And
But having said that, I sadly, very sadly, still know men who would try that shit. And then there's that
yeah.
awkward bit where you press send on the text message.
Oh yeah, I mean we have a friend who you actually
I
dated,
dated,
once,
yeah.
whose MO is just to ghost. Even if
Yes.
you've been dating for like 2-3 years, he hates the breakup so much that he will just make himself such an asshole that you
Yes.
will be forced to break up with him because he just doesn't like doing it.
Why are you explaining this to me? I'm aware. I lived it. I can't believe we're still friends with this guy. I actually love him so much. In a friend way.
And so Phoebe offers to help Chandler by saying that they'll break up together because she also wants to break up with his boyfriend.
Tony. And
And-
everyone's like, oh, no, not Tony. No one says that about Janice.
Yeah. But this, again, is a very early example of a good thing that a sitcom can do from time to time, which is when it pairs up characters that you don't usually see in pairs.
Sure. This never happens again until Chandler walks Phoebe down the aisle. They never pair up again, ever. Chandler and Rachel, quite frequently,
Yeah.
not super frequently, but like we'll get side bits together
Yeah.
as kind of like, like with the, Joanna when he's dating her boss.
Yeah.
Like there's quite a few Chandler and Rachel shenanigans.
Oh, we're going to track it. I feel like there's
There-
at least one more Phoebe and Chandler.
Nah. There are a few Ross and Phoebe shenanigans with the bike and often she questions him on his rigid beliefs
Yep.
in science and everything. Like, is Phoebe and Ross pair off? Phoebe and Joey, of course, pair off.
Yeah.
Phoebe and the girls pair off. Phoebe and Chandler
Yeah.
barely interact
But
ever
that's
again.
why this is such a good episode, because
Bullshit.
I also feel like you don't get a lot of Joey and Monica together throughout the show.
No, you do. You do, because he loves food and she cooks.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you do get a bit of it.
Yeah.
Ross and Phoebe, they draw together occasionally. Chandler and Phoebe, no.
Yeah.
Never.
Because so in this scene also Ross asks Rachel what she's doing tonight.
Yeah, here we go. This is such another pathetic Ross scene, I think.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. I know in the 90s we all would have been like, oh, he's so sweet. Like, he's just trying to find a way for them to be together and he's going to do laundry with her.
I think it's a pretty funny scene when she's like, doesn't your apartment have a laundry room? And he's like, yes.
Yes.
My apartment does have a laundry room. And he's thinking of it. I find it really funny and really realistic, because that's what it's like when you get caught out on something. You talk slower to give yourself more time to think of a lie. But it's closed because there's a rat problem.
They're coming out all fluffy.
Yeah.
No.
I think it's funny. I think it's cute.
No, I find that part funny. I don't know.
Again,
pathetic.
Again, like I said, with Ross with the Oreo, I've done stuff like this. I've
well aware. I'm your
absolutely done stuff that I didn't want to do or didn't need to do just to chat to a pretty girl.
Excuse me, am I the pretty girl?
In most cases.
How fucking dare you? In all cases, how dare you?
So I
maybe
totally
one
get it.
other
I
case.
think that this is really funny. And
Yeah, but I don't know. Oh, I get it. Like, guys have done that. Here's the thing. Always and forever, women know. We know.
Oh, I know.
We know.
And
So-
Rachel knows. That's what I like about this scene
I don't
too.
think
You can
she
tell
does know.
she does. She knows.
No, she's being portrayed as a woman in the 90s who is unsuspecting.
Well, I think
she has to play dumb to this to make it seem like Ross is just super cute and he's chasing her. Because
Nah.
otherwise she's a bitch if she has any power in the situation. That's why
the way
has to
she smiles at
innocently
the end of that discussion, she knows.
Nah,
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think it's written that way.
Because it's also played that, Rachel is, again, we're continuing her storyline of becoming her own person in New York. Her father wants to give her a car.
A Mercedes.
Yes, which leads to that great Phoebe sequence.
Rachel's talking about, and then I got a disco remix
Yeah.
of, you'll never make it on your own. And Phoebe goes,
Yeah.
Like, those sorts of friends, I know it doesn't seem in that moment like Phoebe is being a good friend. It almost seems insensitive, right? But those friends...
She's bringing levity to it.
That's right. Those friends are important in your
Yeah.
life. When
Yeah.
you are down about something or pissed off about something,
Yeah.
someone who can turn it around and make you laugh, that person is gold, and you
Yeah.
should treasure them always.
So
Always and forever.
So I think, Rachel's still, discovering her own way through New York and stuff. And
100%.
so, I don't know. I think that she's just appreciative of Ross coming to do laundry with her.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we're all looking back with jaded glasses and being like, she knows.
Yeah. So then Joey's ex-girlfriend Angela comes in, and she's got her rack well and truly
It's not.
popping off.
What are you talking about?
Look,
It's not out there.
I don't want
It's
to
just a
speak out of
normal
school,
dress.
but
Don't
when
speak out of school.
When she says to him, that's because I'm wearing a dress that accents my boobs, which is a very funny line.
It's a very funny line.
Those
Got
boobs
it.
are accented, my friend.
I like that they're not. They're fine. It's just a normal dress, which gives me the raging shits because people will be like, she was putting it out there. No, she was just wearing a normal fucking dress. Her saying that line, good for her.
Oh, no, I
love
agree.
that.
I got the vibe that she was doing it on purpose to make Joey jealous. Is that not, am I reading that wrong? I got the read
No.
that she specifically went into the coffee shop where she knew he would be.
Oh my God.
Wearing
such
a-
a man. No.
Wearing a dress with incredible knockers
No.
to make him feel jealous. Is that not?
No.
No?
Maybe she just is in the area and wants a fucking coffee.
Okay,
Leave
yeah.
her alone.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. This is what I mean. It's just a dress. It's a red dress. She's a blonde woman in a red dress. That's the extent of it. It doesn't mean anything. Her saying that, it highlights my boobs. I'm like, good for you, girl. You put your magnificent boobs on display. His response is actually quite tapered for Joey.
Oh, yes.
He just kind of like nods and smiles like, yep, you're right.
Yeah.
He doesn't
and he's like,
make a disgusting comment.
and we were great together, not just at the fun stuff, the talking too.
Yeah, that's less of a fun line.
And then the button on this scene, of course, is that he lies to her, says, well, how about we go on a double date?
Yeah.
With, you and Bobby and me and my girlfriend, Monica.
He's not Bobby. That's a different character. He's not Fun Bobby. This is Bob.
Bob.
Because Bob's great and he has a job. He doesn't go on 3 auditions a month and call himself an actor.
Yeah.
I love that he uses that line against himself later.
Yeah. That's right. So then the next scene, we're at the apartment and Joey is trying to convince Monica to go on this double date with him that she does not know is a double date.
No, she thinks it's a brother and sister and he wants to be with the sister and he thinks Monica would do well with the brother.
Yeah.
Which is just so conniving and I love it.
Yeah.
I like that we finally get to see a little bit of like Joey just being friends.
Yeah.
Like not being like, the hot Italian American or the the sleazy guy.
Yeah.
We just like obviously the situation is set up in a way that's a little bit sleazy, but like him and Monica just hanging out at the bar later and then like uniting together. I don't know. It's nice to see him in a friend context.
Yeah. I feel a little bit the same about the next scene where Ross is preparing to do his laundry and Chandler's with him.
100%.
I feel like this is the first scene that you really see Ross and Chandler as the best friends that we later on, become to know them as.
Yes.
Because there's always that little bit of the Bert and Ernie thing with Joey and Chandler.
Yes.
Even from early on from the pilot, I feel like you can feel that.
A little bit, yeah.
So this is the first episode where I really feel like you know that Ross and Chandler are friends. And it's the first time we see Ross's bedroom as well, which has dinosaur toys in it.
I know. I love that so much. Imagine being the set dresser and being like, oh, okay, so we're going to reveal later he's a paleontologist. We know he works in the museum. I'm just going to put a bunch of dinosaur toys in here. Like, what a fun day.
Yeah.
What a good day, hey?
Yeah. And this is where Chandler tells Ross that it's a date because it's just him and Rachel. And Ross is like, should I bring wine?
Oh, yeah,
to a fucking laundromat, mate?
Jesus. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. How horny are you, Ross?
He's the worst. And not the worst. He's the worst later. Anyway, can we talk though about the toxic masculinity in this scene?
With the fabric softener.
What? He can't take his fabric softener.
Yeah. Real men don't use fabric softener.
No.
Real men use fabric hardener. We just put fucking glue in our laundry.
Yeah, and then we walk around and we're like softening it with our burly joints.
Yeah.
I don't even
Booga
know.
booga.
It's so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Sure, I understand saying this is the first time she's going to see your dirty underwear. Like,
yeah, that's funny and true.
That's funny and true.
I don't want anyone seeing my skid marks.
On a, oh God, I don't want to see your skid marks. If I was going on
have to sometimes.
Potential laundry date, it's not a date, but a laundry date with a a love interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Maybe I'd remove all the smelly items, which defeats the purpose of doing laundry. But okay, that's a cute little anecdote.
Yeah.
The fabric softener also just reminds me that. Did you know fabric softener sales have like seriously declined?
I don't use fabric softener.
Yeah, you know why? Because you're a millennial and you can't afford stupid unnecessary items like that.
Yeah, right.
None of us can afford houses. We say comfortably sitting in
I mean,
house.
look, as long as we have our avocado toast,
That's right. That's right.
That's all we need.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like fabric softener is kind of a lie. And it's a lie that boomers heavily prescribe to.
Yeah.
And so I feel like Friends being that they're Gen X, they're like their generation, the young adults of that time. They're Gen Xers, and they still think that they need to take fabric softener with them.
Yeah.
Lame. You actually just don't need it. Not to sound burly or anything, but your clothes can be hard.
You're sexist.
Oh, fuck you.
And so then for the rest of the episode, this, once again, like the previous episode, does one of my favorite things where it cuts back and forth between multiple storylines.
I was going to say that.
And I really love the Chandler and Phoebe stuff in this episode. So we start with them at the cafe preparing to do their breakups.
Yes.
And I love when they're preparing and Phoebe is like, we should do this more often. And Chandler goes, yeah, next week let's rent a car, run over some puppies. Phoebe comes back with, I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
it's
I know. God. Perhaps this is why they often don't write these two characters together, because she is a very literal person and he is a very sarcastic person.
But you know what?
It's comedy gold.
I think you're right. Here we are, episode 5, and yeah, I think Phoebe is my favorite friend now.
Thank you.
She's really funny.
I know. I love her so
Not
much.
as funny though as Maggie Wheeler as Janice, who we finally meet in this scene, and she fucking slays. She is... I've had the most supremely awful day. She is so funny. The fact that she was supposed to be a one-off, like, Joey's ex-girlfriend Angela in this episode, or like Fun Bobby, or any of these other people that we've met. But she is just so good that they bring her back time and time again, because she is fucking fantastic.
And we don't even get...
We don't get an oh my God in this episode. I know. We'll have to track when we get the first one of those.
Because, and like, already they thought, let's bring her back. This is fun.
And she gives him a pair of Bullwinkle socks.
I know, Rocky and Bullwinkle.
I know you had the Rockies.
What is that accent? You can't do it.
I can't do Janice.
Rockies.
That doesn't sound a lot better.
Well, I know you had the Rockies.
Nah, that's terrible. What are you, Lois from Family Guy? Peter.
Hang on. Oh my God. Well, I know you had the Rockies and the Rockies.
Yeah, okay. I think we should move on because you're embarrassing yourself. You're not me doing Ray Romano.
What?
Deborah. I do a great... Yeah, how good is that? Deborah.
I'm not saying wow because of your impersonation. I'm saying wow because of your terrible
because
segue.
If you want to say wow as an impersonation, well, then you got to crack out the old... Walken. Wow. It's crazy.
Or,
no.
You know who else uses wow? Owen Wilson.
Wow. Anyone could do it. Wow. All right.
Like
let's move on. Because then we're at the laundromat, and which is such a New York thing to me. Like, I know that other places have laundromats, but...
Oh, 100%. But I remember as a kid in suburban Australia watching this and being like, wait, they don't have laundries in their apartments?
Yeah.
Not even laundries. Like... The British thing is just to have your...
Like a machine, like in the kitchen or something.
In the kitchen, your washer-dryer. But they have to go somewhere else?
Yeah.
I would hate that. What do you do? You don't even have the internet back then. You just chat to people. Ew.
Yeah. And
anything worse.
Rachel is having a bit of a stoush with a woman who's trying to steal her machine.
Yes.
And Ross comes in. What are your thoughts on the way Ross stands up for her?
Oh, I actually don't mind it.
I like it. Yeah, I like it a lot. This is one of my favourite things Ross does because it's so un-Ross in a lot of ways. He's so meek and mopey. But when he wants to stand up for either himself or one of his friends...
Yeah, usually himself.
He can get quite on the front foot about it.
Yeah. I don't find it too out of character at all. And we will talk about that in episodes to come. Ross loves to stand up for himself. Let's park it there. But I do quite like that scene. Like, Rachel has tried to do the right thing, and we're of course showing her naivety, and she thought, okay, I'm just putting my basket on top of the tub, and this woman's trying to take her for a ride. You didn't have suds in it. No suds, no save.
Yeah.
And she just accepts that as a rule because a apparently, according to this scene, this is the first time she
Yeah.
does laundry.
Now,
What the fuck?
I mean, I get that what they're trying to tell us is that she was a spoiled rich girl. She never had to do her own laundry.
No.
She's been living in New York now for at least a month.
At least. Possibly way more.
Who has been doing her laundry? Has Monica been doing it for
Probably
her?
Monica.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me knowing Monica,
No,
but
write it in then.
Yeah.
Why don't they write it in? They said 2 episodes ago it was 3 weeks since she left Barry.
yeah, yep.
So
Yep.
we're now, what are we, 5, 6 weeks chronologically speaking?
Yep.
Does she have that many clothes she hasn't done laundry? Again, write it in. It's fucking weird.
Yeah. You know what really dates this episode so much?
Sorting your laundry?
No,
No?
Rachel referring to herself as a spaz.
Oh, yeah. I actually turned to you and I said, you have to note that down.
Yeah.
That's real bad. You can't say that anymore.
It was so common in the 90s
Oh,
though.
100%. 100%.
Like,
We all said it. It was
Yeah.
terrible.
And we didn't I didn't even know until much later that it was a shortening of spastic.
Oh,
I just
really?
knew it as like, oh, you're such a spaz. Like, yeah, I thought it was a cute little endearing term. I didn't know it was offensive.
Oh, sweetie.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, I know
It's
now.
as bad as the R word,
Yeah.
which we all also used. And
Yeah,
it's
heaps.
terrible.
Honestly, it's shocking that they don't use that word in Friends.
I don't know. Give it time. We might notice it somewhere along the way. I can't think of a scene. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen it a lot. But
Yeah. But I mean, honestly,
yikes.
Rachel is a spaz.
Don't say that!
I love when she's like, am I meant to separate my shirts and pants?
I know. And then he has to teach her, which I don't love.
Yeah.
I don't love that, especially for a lot of their early relationship, he is teaching her stuff. And I hate that dynamic.
Yeah, okay.
I hate it.
Yeah. Well, then we're on the double date, and it is incredibly awkward. When
I'm sorry. Can we just talk about the fact that it's awkward because she says, and he's incredibly cute or something. He's so grotesque. Ew. Why does he look like the boss from Office Space?
Yeah.
Yuck.
and then Joey and
Combed
him
back
Joey and
hair.
him are chatting at the bar. I can't think of anything more awkward. Like, why is this even happening? Why is this a double date? Like, I mean,
Joey has manifested it to be so.
but can you imagine? All right, you've just started dating a guy, right?
Yeah.
And like 2 weeks in, you're like, let's go on a double date with the guy I dated right before you. And he's standing at the bar with Joey, and Joey's like, you know what I love most about her? The way that she like nibbles her food like a squirrel. And it's like, this is weird. It's so uncomfortable.
Okay, this is a very strange anecdote. It's got nothing to do with Friends. But Joey says squirrel correctly.
Yeah, not squirrel, like
Which-
most
So
Americans
there are,
do.
No, there are 2 people saying squirrel in this episode.
Interesting.
Janice says squirrel. You could do moose and squirrel. Why do Americans say squirrel? It's squirrel. It's literally how it's spelled.
Oh, I mean, don't get me started on aluminium.
Aluminum.
I mean, geez, you don't want to offer anybody some caramel.
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 Oh my god. Anyway,
We are losing listeners by the second.
well, our one.
But he also says, or a weasel. Such a cute way to refer to someone. The thing I love
it's
most
awful.
about her is the way she eats like a weasel.
Oh my god.
Oh.
And then later you get an actual scene of her doing it.
Oh my god, that's one of my favorite scenes in this episode, but we'll get there. Because then you got to the bathroom where
Yeah.
Monica and Angela are talking, and it's becoming increasingly clear that things are not what Monica thought. But there's a massive continuity error right here
I know. And it's a continuity effort.
from the episode exactly previous this one.
Yeah, actually, sorry, George Stephanopoulos, you're right.
Yes. So
What
I
the
mean,
fuck?
like,
You're right. They had no Bible.
well,
They had
you
no-
shouldn't even need a show Bible to know what was written the episode before,
Shouldn't. You
because Monica is picking up that these people are a bit weird. She says, "Oh, and he's really good in bed," and Monica is shocked. She goes, "Wow, My brother never even told me when he lost his virginity. You lie, friends. You lie.
You knew the anniversary of it.
Yes.
And you kept that in your mind
Yeah.
for some weird
Yeah.
fucking reason.
But you know what? I'm going to forgive it because it leads to a very funny response where Angela just goes, "That's nice."
yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's, it's classic sitcom writing, but we're here for it.
Yeah. So then we're back at the coffee shop where Phoebe and Chandler are doing their breakups. Phoebe has done hers. It was painless. It was easy. She gets a hug. He walks away.
It wasn't painless. She herself says, "Oh, that was awful."
Yeah, you weren't there.
You weren't
And
there.
Chandler has had so much coffee, and finally he does it.
And we get the weird angle again. When else ever in the show do we see someone from behind the couch?
Yeah, it actually
It's
breaks
jarring.
it breaks the line.
Yes.
It is a very interesting shot, and I don't know why they did it.
Well, because it's funny. Because Phoebe's hugging her breakup person, and he's going, and Chandler's like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then Janice is handing him the socks, and he's like, What did you get me?"
Yeah.
But did you notice? Like, this is me being such a loser fan. Did you notice Phoebe's breakup, Tony, looked like David?
I didn't notice.
I did. Controversial opinion. I think Phoebe and David should end up together.
Oh, that is
It
controversial.
is controversial. We'll get there.
So then Chandler has had so much coffee, he finally decides to do it, and he tells Janice that he thinks they should break up.
Yep.
And this is where I completely
This is
fall
the
in
best
love
one.
with Maggie Wheeler.
He's like, "Janice, I don't think we should see each other anymore." And he's got like the coffee tremors that I had yesterday, where I was literally shaking from too much coffee. And by too much coffee, I mean one. But she just pauses for a second.
Yeah.
Because she didn't see it coming. We've all been there where you're like, oh, okay, right. And then I love that she starts to tear up.
Yeah.
And she says,
Stop it.
Yeah. She's like telling herself, she's talking herself through it. I love her so much. I'm so glad she comes back.
Oh, she's the greatest.
And I think maybe it's for that reason that the showrunners or whoever who in charge of that was like, this is good. This is worth following.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
So then we're at the laundromat, and Ross and Rachel are connecting. This is another Ross and Rachel early scene that I don't mind. This scene where they're sitting there just talking while they're doing the laundry and stuff. I think it's really nice to actually see them connecting and have it not just be, because there are so many sitcoms like this where it's an on again, off again thing, but usually it's just like, oh, he has the biggest crush on her. And that's it. It's never really explained why. You never really see them connecting that much. I think of like early Big Bang Theory. I liked that show early on. But Leonard and Penny really don't hang out that much. Like, he kind of pines after her without reason.
Yeah.
I like that in Friends, at least, we have these little moments like this where they're sitting and they're chatting and truly connecting.
Yeah. I mean, it's still all written specifically for like leading into romance. So
Yeah.
I don't feel quite the same as you. Later on that happens when they have broken up or they've the fucking on again off again of Rachel and Ross. Kill me now. But we definitely, yes, we do get more scenes later on. I think this one is absolutely leading into him teaching her stuff.
I mean, I guess I understand kind of where you're coming from, but he's also talking about his own issues. Like, he talks about, the first time he had to make dinner for himself after Carol left.
Yeah, that line always irks me. Because
Really? Why?
Well, it's not 100% clear if he's saying the first time I had to cook dinner for just myself instead of two.
Oh, you think he's saying that Carol did all the cooking?
Yeah, that's the way it comes across.
I don't think so with Ross.
Really...
I think we can already tell enough about Ross's personality that I don't think that would be the case.
He is definitely...
I think he's saying, like, cooking for one.
I really hope so. He is definitely portrayed as the adult of the group.
Yeah. Ross knows how to cook a meal.
Well, yeah, but is that because he's had to learn how? Because his wife isn't cooking him meals. She was so irresponsible and became a lesbian. And that was just really rude of her to do that.
No.
And, like, he, he is so upset and so sad, and now he has to cook his own meals. It's just like he doesn't have a woman, and that's why he needs Rachel.
No. I think you're reading it wrong.
No,
I think it's just
no.
he's only been with the one woman. He's been married to her. They got together in just after college. I don't think he probably ever lived alone.
They're meant to be like 25.
Yeah, but I don't think he ever lived alone. I think he went straight from living at home to living with Carol, and he was always used to cooking for multiple people. I think that's what that line is about.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm skeptical because men and 90s.
So then we're back into, speaking of men in the 90s, we are back into him teaching her stuff because she has turned all of her laundry pink.
Yes, which is, I feel like every sitcom in the 90s did this.
It's such a trope. It's such a crock as well. When he pulls out that towel and it is perfectly pink.
Yes.
That's not how that happens.
No, it streaks your clothing.
Does this even really happen? I don't separate stuff.
No. But
for a while there, you got out multiple hampers and you were like, this is the coloureds, this is the whites. And I was like, that's a bit offensive, Berry.
No. With clothing, not people. No, that's because our kids were gross and filthy. And so
because we had to bleach the shit out of all the whites. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Our colours don't run because washers are more advanced these days, but also you and I generally wash things on cold. The environment.
Yeah.
And if you wash things on hot to get stains out, yes, you can get some.
Okay.
This did happen to us in the apartment. Don't you remember? But it doesn't turn everything marshmallow pink. It just streaks some clothing nearby.
Yeah.
Do you remember in the apartment our washer shredded all our clothes? Do you remember that?
I don't.
And we were pulling threads out of other pieces of clothing.
Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
That
tracks.
That tracks. That fucking apartment. Oh my god, it was the good days.
That apartment was almost as cruel as that woman who just turns and laughs at Rachel's laundry.
The same woman who was trying to bully her at the start.
Yeah.
It's like the woman in the ER. Any minute now.
Yeah.
When she walks past her and sees that Rachel has turned everything pink, and it's that laugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I laugh like that sometimes, I think of this woman, and I love that.
Yeah. So then we're back at the double date, and we get that fantastic shot of Angela nibbling her wings like a squirrel. It's so good.
And her partner is sitting, her boyfriend, Tony, no, Tony was Phoebe's boy. Bob is sitting there oh, I'm just seeing this for the first time. I've actually noticed it now that's been pointed out to me. It's kind of gross. And Monica looks at it like it's gross. And Joey looks at her with such love. He thinks it's cute.
Yeah.
And then, this is my favourite Joey bit so far to date. Can we get another plate of chicken wings right here?
Yeah.
That is a man after my own heart. Yeah. Not only does he think her weird eating is cute, he gets her more chicken wings.
Yeah. Because he wants her desperately. Monica notices something is up because Angela and Bob, they've got their hair. She's got her hand in his shirt.
Yes.
And so
and
she
her
pulls
tongue
Joey,
in his ear at one point.
Yeah, she pulls Joey aside and Joey's like, oh, you never got a little rambunctious with Ross.
And honestly, that line is not out of left field because they are weird.
No, I need to know what you think of this storyline, though.
Yep.
Because what happens is Joey then says to her, yeah, but think about this. We can break them up.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of shitty. It gives me a lower opinion of both Joey and Monica.
Oh, it's fine. Whatever.
No, you can't go breaking somebody up.
No, that's exactly right. You can't. If someone tried to break us up, we'd be like, go away, fuck off.
So what you're saying is that couple was clearly weak to begin with?
Yeah.
So that makes it okay, though?
No, it doesn't make it okay. It's a terrible thing to do, but it's funny. It's funny for the sake of sitcom, okay? Just let it happen. No, it's a terrible thing to do. But whatever.
So then back at the coffee shop, Chandler is still in the process of breaking up with Janice, and he has had so much coffee. This is the first time I think we've seen Matthew Perry doing some really physical comedy. Like, we've had a fair bit of it from Schwimmer so far, but
we've
this
had a
scene,
few of him because he like jumps around at times.
yeah, but
and,
this
like,
scene
in
of
the
him
ER.
drumming, and then he hits her in the face. She gets up and he's like crawling over the couch like our kid with
way
ADHD.
The way he buries his head
Oh
in,
my
in
God.
the side of the couch because he's hit her in the face and she goes to the bathroom because she's lost her contact or something.
Yeah.
And where they know they're hyperactive, they've gone too far, and so they bury themselves
Yeah.
to try and hide. It's kind of endearing.
And again, this is a great Chandler and Phoebe moment when he goes over to her and takes her coffee, and she's, how many of those have you had? I don't know. A million?
We've all been there.
And then she's like, come on, go to your happy place. And she just starts singing at him. How would that help anybody?
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. It's like when she tells Monica, you can use my happy place.
Yeah.
And then she's like, there's ocean. Shh. Caw-caw.
So anyway, Phoebe then ends up breaking up with Janice for him.
Yeah.
And Phoebe is awesome at breakups.
I know. You know why she's awesome at breakups?
Because she understands people.
Yeah.
She knows what they want to hear.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
and it's not even that. It's just ultimately because she cares. She doesn't come at it from a place of, I don't want to be with you anymore.
Yeah.
Like we see Chandler later being like, I'm free.
Yeah.
Like Phoebe doesn't view it that way.
Yeah.
Well, having said that, she does say the line, "Oh, it's just not fun anymore ever since his hunger strike."
Yeah.
Like this guy is probably like, I mean, at that time, was it like free Tibet?
Yeah.
People were doing
yeah.
hunger strikes free Tibet, and she's like, it's just not fun anymore.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a bit harsh.
And then you noticed a little bit of a goof here in this scene.
Yes, I did.
Because Janice leaves.
Yes.
And she does not come and collect her shopping bags.
No, and she comes in with a lot of shopping.
She
does not leave with any shopping, nor is it left behind. Once again, the fucking continuity.
Yeah.
It's just, they just don't care.
Yeah, but no, I'm okay with it because in a case like this, I think that would have ruined the timing completely. If she then walks over and gets her shopping and leaves, this where she just kind of looks at Chandler, gives him a glance and leaves. It's funny. It's funny.
You could have had her be like, she could have like hugged Phoebe. She could have walked over, picked up her shopping bags, looked at Chandler, done the hand on heart thing that she does, and then walked out.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect anything. It's just bad continuity. It's bad planning.
So then at the laundromat, the washing is all finished and Rachel is grabbing a cart. And, the angry woman once again tries to take the cart.
Yes.
Ross is standing there with the weirdest boner getting off watching this cat fight.
Don't say catfight. That's so dated.
It is. Ross is sitting there like, oh, yeah, you go, Rachel.
What?
He's so creepy.
No, he's not.
He is.
He's not. He just has to be there for the next line and he has to stand there awkwardly.
He does. It's awkward. It is awkward.
it's-
He's just standing there and it's weird.
No, but it's like Rachel might have fucked up her washing, but it's a coming of age moment.
Yes,
She
and at
learns
least
to
he's
stand up
he's
for
not, yeah,
herself.
that's right. He's not stepping in to rescue her. She rescues
Yes,
herself, which is great.
Which I like. Yes.
Yeah.
Every so often along the way, they pepper it with little moments of her winning and
Yeah.
learning and growing. And ultimately, that's what the entire show kind of centers around.
Yeah.
Like her starting and finishing with the group. And I kind of sometimes wish there was a little bit more of them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, they've got to divide it between 6 characters. It's
Yes,
fine. I
yeah.
totally get that. To me, those moments I think are really well done.
Well, speaking about moments, then we get to the moment of the episode, which I
yes,
really need to talk to you about.
Well, this is what pissed me off. That should have been the moment. Her learning to stick up for herself.
Yeah. Instead of making it a romantic thing again.
Yes, but
yeah.
at the end of the day, Rachel is a love interest and not
well,
a person.
No, and here's what I really want to talk to you about. You referred to it as their first kiss. I think there's a lot of discourse among fans as to whether this counts as a kiss. Is it a friendly thing, the way you would kiss a friend? Like we've all kissed friends before. Is this different than that?
Hang on.
And ultimately,
let's go back. We've all kissed friends before. Who?
You know,
On the lips.
well,
no.
no, not on the lips.
Yeah, so that's why it's their first kiss.
Okay, but I want to ask you this because a couple of episodes ago, when they were in the coffee shop together and she rested her head on his hand, you spoke about how unfair that was.
Yeah.
And I want to
3
ask
weeks.
you, is
3 weeks.
Okay.
You left a guy at the altar.
yeah, but so I want to ask you, is this not unfair? If you think that was unfair, this is like
So-
3 steps above that.
Yeah, so he kisses her. She is lower down and he leans into her.
No, she grabs his face and pulls him
Hang
in.
on, let me finish. So what is unfair is them, they're celebrating, they're like, woohoo! And then, she grabs his neck. She puts her hands on his neck. And I'm like, Rachel, you've got the power here in the situation.
Yeah.
If you're ready to move on from, I assume 6 weeks ago leaving a guy at the altar, and you're ready to kind of commit to this relationship, which, I mean, it's TV land. It kind of seems like she is.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Like, no judgment to you.
Yeah.
But
If it's not that.
if it's not that, I feel like it's a bit of a shitty thing to do. And
Yeah.
I am not one of those people who's like, the worst thing a woman can do is lead a guy on. I'm just saying, like, she knows he has a crush.
Yeah.
Having said that, he is the one who leans in and pursues the kiss.
Yeah, okay.
And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's their first kiss.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
And then we get the funny scene of, the funny moment of him.
Oh, we get some fantastic Schwimmer classic
yeah, like he
physical
walks,
comedy
he
here when
walks
he
into it. and,
mashes
like-
his head on the dryer. Yeah.
Yeah. And I find it so weird that he doesn't follow that up with like fucking which is the Australian thing to do. I'm like, oh, right. So like maybe Americans don't swear at inanimate objects all the time. Like
Not on network TV, they do. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
And then the tag of the episode, of course, Ross is upset about his head.
Monica and Joey walk in and he's like, I'm fine, by the way.
Yeah.
Does it still hurt? Oh, like Rachel's icing him. Oh,
Yeah.
I hate this kind of this bullshit of like she's icing him.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But once again, Phoebe wins the episode because
does.
she looks through all of Rachel's clothes and goes, I'm going to do this.
Yeah. What a neat idea.
Like, it's so great. Now all your clothes match.
Yeah. Like Phoebe is all about simplifying her life. I don't want to have to think about what I'm going to wear. I'm just going to put on all my pink clothes.
Yeah. And then, of course, Chandler runs through the background screaming, I'm free! Which, honestly, fuck you, Chandler. Janice is a queen.
Yeah.
I love Janice.
We know. I love her too. She's
Yep.
a treasure.
And that's it. We did it. We did the one with the East German laundry detergent.
Yes, an iconic episode.
Oh, how would you rate this episode out of 10?
Oh shit, we didn't rate the last one, did we?
You'd had too many martinis.
Oh, I've had too many martinis for this one. It does have the back and forth, which I know you love, and I like those episodes. I don't know. This one for me is a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm a 6 as well.
Yeah. Like it's not one I ever skip. I always watch it. It's got some good moments in it, but
Yeah.
it's certainly not as tight as some of the others.
Yeah. Are you ready for a lightning round?
What's the radio voice? Who are you?
It's my game show voice. You know I love the Game Show Network.
Yes, I have a card.
Why don't you hit me with your 1-point question first?
Which basketball team do Ross, Joey, and Chandler support?
Knicks.
Yeah, everyone
All right.
knows that. Knicks rule!
Here's your 1-point question. What is the surname of Phoebe's husband, Mike?
Hannigan.
Yeah, I think you mean Bag.
If you have trouble remembering it,
Just
think of a bag of crap.
All right. You hit me with the 2-point question.
Okay, what did Phoebe change her name to after marrying
Oh my God!
Mike? What are the chances?
Princess Consuela Banana Hammock.
Yeah.
All right. Your superfan question for 2 points.
Okay.
Who entered a Vanilla Ice lookalike contest and won? I have you stumped.
Oh, I know it. I can picture this in my head. Ah. Chandler?
Yes.
Yes.
Ross came fourth.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, man. And
Okay,
we
so
are
that-
still tied.
Yeah, that means we are still tied.
Yep.
Yep. That's such a dumb question. But that's the kind of stuff that should be the questions where you have to think for a second.
Yes.
Ross came forth.
Ross came forth. All right. Next week, we are up to the one with the butt.
The one with the butt. Excellent.
All right. I think we did it. Should I stop the recording?
Stop it.